Hello everyone, welcome back to Stoic Motive. Have you ever wanted to be the person who is always on someone's mind, the one they can't seem to forget? Picture being the individual who, without any effort, becomes the center of someone else's world, capturing their thoughts and desires. What if I told you that you could make someone feel drawn to you as if pulled by an invisible force? Imagine every moment apart, only deepening their longing to be near you, like you've cast a spell that keeps them yearning for your presence. Sounds too good to be true, doesn't it? But it's not just a fantasy. It's entirely possible with the principles of Stoic Motive. As the old saying goes, the more you chase something, the faster it runs away. Instead, let it come to you. Today, we're diving deep into how you can become irresistibly magnetic by embodying principles that naturally attract people. This isn't about playing tricks or engaging in mind games. It's about amplifying your natural qualities so strongly that your absence feels like a void in their life. We're going to delve into Stoic wisdom, a philosophy so profound that it transforms your quiet confidence into a powerful force that repeatedly draws people toward you. If you're ready to become the person they always want to be around, you're in the right place. We'll explore habits that make you so appealing, they're drawn to you without even realizing why. Ready to see how simple it can be to become the person who's always on their mind? Let's dive in and uncover the secrets to making them eagerly anticipate your presence. But before we get started, I have a challenge that will set the tone for what's to come. If you're ready to step into your power and let your silence speak louder than any words, drop a comment below with the phrase, "My absence speaks." This isn't just a statement. It's a declaration of your strength, your resolve, and your commitment to being unforgettable. It's time to show the world and yourself that you're not just stepping back. You're stepping up in a way that makes them feel your absence like never before. Let's see how many of you are prepared to embrace this powerful shift and make your presence undeniable, even when you're not around. First up, unshakable self-worth. Let's talk about the first habit that's essential if you want them to come to you: unshakable self-worth. This isn't merely about feeling good about yourself. It's about recognizing your value so profoundly that others can't help but notice it too. When you develop unshakable self-worth, you're not just someone they want to be around, you become someone they need to be around. Picture this scenario. You walk into a room, and there's something about you that commands attention. You're not the loudest person in the room, nor are you trying to be. Instead, there's a quiet confidence that radiates from you, a sense that you know exactly who you are and what you bring to the table. That, my friends, is unshakable self-worth. Why is this so crucial? Think about it. People are naturally drawn to those who are confident and self-assured. When you have a strong sense of self-worth, you don't need to seek validation from others because you already know your own value. And guess what? That makes you incredibly attractive. As the saying goes, confidence is silent, insecurities are loud. So what does it really mean to have unshakable self-worth? It's about truly believing in your own value, no matter what others might say or think. It's about knowing that you don't need anyone else to complete you because you're already whole. As the Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius once said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. When you understand this truth, you become a magnet, attracting people who are drawn to your strength and confidence. But here's the thing, developing unshakable self-worth doesn't happen overnight. It's a process requiring you to shift your mindset. You must begin valuing yourself for who you are, not for what others think of you. This means letting go of the need for approval and focusing on your own journey. Let's discuss how you can cultivate this kind of self-worth. It starts with self-reflection. Take some time to think about your strengths, achievements, and the qualities that make you unique. Write them down if you need to. Remind yourself of these regularly. When you focus on your positive attributes, you start to see just how valuable you truly are. Another vital aspect is setting boundaries. People with unshakable self-worth don't allow others to walk all over them. They know when to say no and aren't afraid to do so. By setting boundaries, you're signaling to others that you respect yourself and expect the same from them. This, in turn, earns their respect and admiration. And don't forget about self-care. Taking care of yourself physically, mentally, and emotionally is a key part of building self-worth. When you prioritize your well-being, you're sending a message to yourself and others that you are worth the effort. It's like the safety briefing on an airplane. You need to put your own oxygen mask on first before helping others. When you take care of yourself, you're better positioned to help others and draw them to you. Now, you might wonder, how does this actually make people come to me? Well, here's the thing. People are naturally drawn to those who are self-assured. When you have unshakable self-worth, you exude confidence and independence. You're not clinging to others for validation, and that makes you incredibly attractive. Picture this. You're in a relationship, but instead of constantly seeking reassurance or validation from your partner, you're living your best life. You're pursuing your goals, engaging in your hobbies, and enjoying your own company. You're not always available at their beck and call, and this creates a healthy space in the relationship. What happens next? Your partner starts to miss you. They start to wonder what you're up to, and they begin to crave your presence even more. Your absence speaks volumes. Let's consider an example. Take Alex, who always struggled with self-worth. He constantly sought approval from his friends and partners, always worrying about their opinions of him. But then Alex discovered Stoicism and began working on his self-worth. He started seeing himself differently, not as someone who needed validation, but as someone who already had value. As Alex's self-worth grew, he noticed a change in how others treated him. His friends began to respect his opinions more. His relationships improved, and he no longer felt the need to seek approval constantly. In fact, people started coming to him for advice and guidance. They were drawn to his confidence, his calm demeanor, and his ability to stand firm in his beliefs. Now, let's lighten the mood a bit. Imagine this. You're in a coffee shop and you see two people. One is sitting there, nervously glancing around, checking their phone every 2 seconds, clearly waiting for someone to notice them. The other is calmly sipping their coffee, reading a book, completely at ease in their own company. Which person are you more likely to be drawn to? The second one, right? Why? Because they're not desperate for attention. They're comfortable in their own skin. That's the power of unshakable self-worth. It's like being the person who doesn't need Wi-Fi in a coffee shop. Everyone else is searching for a connection, but you're just chilling, fully content. In relationships, unshakable self-worth is crucial to creating a dynamic where the other person feels drawn to you. When you value yourself, you're not afraid to walk away from situations that don't serve you. This isn't about playing hard to get. It's about understanding that your time and energy are valuable, and you won't waste them on people who don't appreciate you. As Seneca wisely said, if you really want to escape the things that harass you, what you're needing is not to be in a different place, but to be a different person. This doesn't mean you become distant or aloof. It means you maintain a healthy balance of independence and connection. You can be in a relationship, but you're not defined by it. This balance is incredibly attractive because it shows that you're with them by choice, not out of need. So if there's one takeaway from this, it's this. When you cultivate unshakable self-worth, you don't have to chase people. They will come to you. Your confidence, your independence, your value, all these become magnetic forces that draw others in. You'll find that your absence speaks for you, creating a space that others are eager to fill with your presence. So, I challenge you today, start recognizing your worth, set those boundaries, and take care of yourself. The more you value yourself, the more others will value you too. And before you know it, they'll be coming to you, not because you chase them, but because they simply can't resist the pull of your unshakable self-worth. Now, if you're ready to embark on this journey, drop a comment below with the words "My absence speaks." Let's declare it together and watch as your value shines through, naturally drawing others to you. Keep growing, keep shining, and remember, you're worth it. Let's move on to the next habit, shall we? So, after hearing about the power of unshakable self-worth, you might be asking yourself, how do I maintain this sense of self-worth when life gets tough and I start doubting myself? What do I do when others try to undermine my confidence, or when my inner critic becomes loud? This is such an important question, and I'm glad you're considering it, because let's face it, we all have moments when our self-worth is challenged. Perhaps you've been in a situation where someone said something that made you question your value, or maybe you faced a setback that shook your confidence. It happens to all of us. The key is knowing how to hold on to your self-worth, even when the world tries to bring you down. First, let's talk about self-awareness. When life gets tough, it's easy to start doubting ourselves. That's when you need to take a step back and reflect. Ask yourself, why am I feeling this way? Is this doubt stemming from a real issue, or is it just my mind playing tricks on me? Often, we allow temporary feelings to cloud our judgment, forgetting that our value isn't determined by a single moment or comment. Next, it's crucial to stay grounded in your values. Remember what we discussed earlier. Your worth isn't tied to what others think of you. It's about who you are and what you stand for. When someone tries to undermine your confidence, remind yourself of the values and principles that define you. Marcus Aurelius once said The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. So keep your thoughts focused on your strengths and the positive aspects of who you are. Another strategy is to surround yourself with positive influences. It's much easier to maintain your self-worth when you're around people who uplift you rather than bring you down. Seek out those who appreciate your true value and who can remind you of your worth when you're feeling low. Lastly, don't be afraid to practice self-compassion. We're all human, and we all have moments of doubt. Instead of beating yourself up, be kind to yourself. Recognize that it's okay to have off days, but don't let those moments define you. Remember, your self-worth is like a muscle. The more you practice reinforcing it, the stronger it becomes. By staying self-aware, grounded in your values, surrounding yourself with positive influences, and practicing self-compassion, you'll find that your self-worth becomes more resilient, even in tough times. And when you maintain that unshakable self-worth, you continue to draw people to you, no matter what challenges come your way. 2. Master emotional control. All right, everyone, let's delve into our second essential habit, mastering emotional control. Now, I get it. Emotional control might sound like trying to keep a poker face when you've just stepped on a Lego barefoot. It seems impossible, right? But hear me out. Mastering your emotions isn't about shutting off your feelings and becoming a robot. It's about learning how to manage your emotions in a way that makes others naturally drawn to you. Consider this for a moment. Who are we most attracted to in moments of stress or tension? It's usually the person who remains calm, composed, and seems to have everything under control. That's because emotional control radiates strength and confidence, making you the type of person others naturally want to be around. As Marcus Aurelius wisely put it, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. When you master your emotions, you aren't just regulating your own reactions, you're also shaping how others perceive and respond to you. Imagine finding yourself in a heated argument. Instead of snapping back or letting frustration get the best of you, you take a deep breath, maintain your composure, and respond with calmness and clarity. This not only diffuses the tension, but also earns you respect and admiration for your ability to stay grounded under pressure. People begin to view you as a solid foundation, someone who isn't easily swayed by life's turbulence. Now, this doesn't mean you should suppress or ignore your emotions. In fact, expressing your emotions deliberately and thoughtfully can make you impactful. It's all about responding thoughtfully rather than reacting impulsively. For example, when you're happy, let that joy shine brightly. When you're upset, express it clearly, but in a composed manner. This balanced approach makes your emotions more memorable and influential, leaving a lasting impression on those around you. Let's inject a bit of humor here. Think of mastering emotional control as being like a duck. Above the water, you're gliding smoothly and effortlessly, but beneath the surface, you might be paddling furiously. The trick is that nobody sees the frantic paddling. They just see you gliding along gracefully, navigating any challenge with ease. Another fascinating aspect of emotional control is the element of mystery it introduces. When you're not easily rattled, people can't help but wonder what's going on in your mind. This intrigue can be incredibly magnetic. They'll want to be around you more, drawn to uncover the depths of your calm exterior. And here's the kicker. When you practice emotional control consistently, you'll find that your absence speaks volumes on your behalf. People will come to miss the sense of stability you bring, the way you manage situations with grace, and the serene energy you radiate. Your absence will start to feel like a noticeable void, highlighting just how much your presence is valued. So, keep this in mind. Mastering emotional control doesn't mean suppressing your feelings. It's about channeling them in a way that pulls people in and keeps them coming back for more. By adopting this habit, you'll not only fortify your relationships, but also become someone whose presence and absence truly speaks volumes. Stay calm, remain composed, and watch as people are naturally drawn to you, captivated by the quiet power you possess. Ready to see this principle in action? Start practicing today, and you'll quickly notice how your absence will start making a statement all on its own. 3. Intentional communication. All right, everyone, let's dive into the third crucial habit, intentional communication. Now, you may be thinking, how does communication help make someone gravitate towards me? Well, let me explain. Communication isn't merely about speaking. It's about the way you speak, the content of what you say, and even knowing when it's best to remain silent. Think of intentional communication as a game of chess. You don't just make moves at random. Every move is calculated, thoughtful, and significant. That's what keeps your opponent, or in this case, your audience, coming back for more. Imagine this scenario. You're having a conversation, and instead of simply filling the air with meaningless words, you carefully choose each phrase. You listen intently, provide thoughtful responses, and speak with a purpose that resonates on a deeper level. This isn't about crafting an elaborate speech. It's about making every single interaction count. As Epictetus wisely pointed out, we have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak. When you communicate with intention, you establish a connection that goes beyond mere words. It becomes an exchange of ideas, emotions, and mutual respect. Let's unpack this concept further. Intentional communication involves being fully present in the conversation. It's not just about waiting for your turn to talk. It's about truly hearing the other person, understanding their perspective, and then responding in a way that adds value to the conversation. This type of communication makes you stand out because, let's be real, how often do we genuinely feel heard nowadays? When you're someone who listens deeply and replies insightfully, you naturally draw others to you. They begin to see you as someone who truly understands them. And that, my friends, is incredibly magnetic. Now, let's add a touch of humor to this. Imagine you're at a dinner party, and rather than rambling on about your latest Netflix binge, you pose a simple yet intriguing question. What's the most interesting thing you've learned this week? Watch as the room suddenly comes alive with stories, laughter, and meaningful dialogue. You're not just part of the conversation, you're directing it, making it memorable. And guess what? When you leave that party, people will remember you not just as a guest, but as the person who enriched their evening with meaningful interactions. We also can't ignore the power of words. As Seneca famously said, speech is the mirror of the soul. As a man speaks, so he is. Your words are a reflection of who you are, so make them count. Be clear, be concise, and above all, be genuine. When you communicate with authenticity, you build trust, and trust forms the foundation of any strong relationship. People are naturally drawn to those they can trust, and if your words consistently reflect your true self, they will be naturally attracted to you. But here's the twist. Sometimes the most impactful communication comes from silence. Yes, you read that correctly. Knowing when to hold back and let your silence speak is a powerful tool. It's like ending a story with a cliffhanger. It keeps them thinking, wondering, and eager for more. Your silence can create a void that they feel compelled to fill, and that's when they come seeking you out. So everyone, embrace the power of intentional communication. Speak with purpose, listen with intent, and don't shy away from letting silence do the talking when necessary. Master this habit, and you'll discover that your absence starts to speak volumes on your behalf. People will not only miss your words, but also the unique way you engage and connect with them. They'll be drawn to you, captivated by the authenticity and depth of your interactions. Remember, in the end, it's not about the quantity of what you say, but the quality and impact of your words. Let your words serve as a magnet that pulls people closer, and watch as they naturally gravitate towards you, eager for more. Now, doesn't that sound like a conversation worth having? 4. Purpose-driven living. All right, everyone, let's dive into the 4th habit on our path to becoming the person they just can't resist. Purpose-driven living. Now, I understand this might sound like something you've heard countless times before, but bear with me because this habit truly is a game changer in attracting others naturally towards you. Picture this scenario. Imagine 2 people standing in a room. One person is meandering through life without any clear direction, unsure of what they want or where they are headed. The other person, however, is passionately discussing their goals, dreams, and the exciting projects they are working on. Now, who do you think captures everyone's attention? It's the person who knows where they are going. Those who live with purpose have a unique spark, an energy that is both contagious and uplifting. When you live with a clear purpose, you exude a confidence and direction that naturally draws people in. As Marcus Aurelius wisely stated, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. When your thoughts are aligned with a defined purpose, you not only achieve happiness, but also become someone others admire and are drawn to. Purpose gives life a deeper meaning, and that sense of meaning is something others can't help but notice and be attracted to. But let's not get too intense about this. Living with purpose doesn't mean you need to retreat to a monastery or forgo all the pleasures of life. It simply means having a clear vision of what you want out of life and taking active steps to achieve it. And let's face it, who wouldn't be intrigued by someone who seems to have their life in order? It's like becoming the main character in your own narrative. And let's be honest, everyone loves a compelling main character. Let's lighten the mood with a bit of humor. Picture yourself at a social gathering where most people are discussing their latest Netflix obsessions. You, however, casually bring up that you've been working on a side project, perhaps something creative like writing a novel or mastering a new skill. Suddenly, you're not just another guest at the party. You're the person everyone is eager to chat with. People are naturally curious about those who are driven by a passion bigger than themselves, and that's the enchantment of purpose-driven living. When you live with a clear purpose, you generate a magnetic energy around you. It's like you're a shining light, and others can't help but be drawn to your glow. They see you making progress, evolving, growing, and they want to be part of that exciting journey. It's this sense of direction and momentum that makes you stand out, attracting them to you not because you're pursuing them, but because you're fully engrossed in pursuing your dreams. And that, my friends, is incredibly compelling. Here, as the real twist. When you're living a life fueled by purpose, you don't need to be constantly present in someone's life to remain on their mind. Your absence begins to speak volumes. They start to wonder, what are they doing now? How are they advancing with their goals? This curiosity ensures that you stay in their thoughts, and before long, they're the ones reaching out, eager to reconnect and hear more about your journey. So the next time you find yourself bogged down by the daily routine, remember to check in with your purpose. What's driving you? What's the next goal on your horizon? By staying connected to your purpose, you're not just enhancing your own life, you're becoming someone who others are irresistibly drawn to. You'll discover that your absence starts to communicate on your behalf, making people miss your unique energy, passion, and determination. It's a powerful way to leave a lasting impression, and the best part? It's entirely within your control. So, let's embrace purpose-driven living and watch as people naturally gravitate towards you, attracted by the compelling force of your ambition and commitment. Keep shining brightly, my Stoic friends, and always remember, you are the main character in your own story. Now, let's go out there and make them want to be a part of it. 5. Cultivate patience. All right, everyone, let's dive into our 5th habit, cultivating patience. Now, I know patience might not be the most exciting habit to develop, but trust me, it's a real game changer when it comes to making others naturally gravitate towards you. Think of patience as the secret ingredient that adds depth to your character. It's that quiet strength that subtly conveys, I'm in control, and I don't need to hurry. And believe me, that calm assurance is incredibly appealing. Picture this scenario. You find yourself in a situation where things aren't progressing as quickly as you'd hoped. Maybe you're waiting for someone to get back to you or for a situation to unfold. Instead of letting frustration take over or making impulsive decisions, you remain composed. You understand that worthwhile outcomes often require time, and you're not going to let impatience spoil the result. This calm, collected demeanor not only brings you inner peace, but also signals to others that you are not easily unsettled. People are naturally drawn to this type of stability. As Marcus Aurelius wisely said, no great thing is created suddenly. This quote perfectly captures the essence of patience. When you practice patience, you're not just passively waiting. You're demonstrating that you have the strength to wait for the right moment, which in turn makes your presence all the more valuable. Consider this: when you exhibit patience, you're not frantically pursuing people or things. Instead, they end up coming to you, attracted by your steady calmness and unwavering confidence. So, nurture patience, everyone. It's not about being inactive. It's about choosing the right action at the right time. By embodying patience, you convey a powerful message that you are someone who prioritizes quality over haste, depth over surface-level interactions. And believe me, you'll start to notice that your absence speaks volumes on your behalf. People will begin to recognize the calm, centered energy they're missing and will feel compelled to reconnect. So remain patient, keep your focus, and allow them to come to you. After all, it's true that good things come to those who wait. 6. Radiate positivity. All right, everyone, let's dive into our 6th habit, radiating positivity. Now, you might be wondering, positivity sounds nice, but how does it actually make someone come to me? Well, let me explain. Positivity acts like a magnet. When you're the kind of person who can always find the silver lining and see the light in even the darkest situations, people are naturally drawn to you. You become a beacon of hope amid chaos and uncertainty. And let's be honest, who wouldn't want to be near someone like that? Picture this scenario: you're at work, and everything is chaotic. Stress levels are high, and everyone is on edge. But there you are, cracking a small joke, keeping the atmosphere light, and offering a reassuring smile that says, "Hey, we can handle this." Suddenly, you're not just another face in the crowd. You become the person everyone wants to be around because your presence alone makes things seem a bit more manageable. As Seneca wisely remarked, the greatest blessings of mankind are within us and within our reach. One of those blessings is the power to choose our attitude, regardless of the circumstances we face. Radiating positivity isn't just about being upbeat. It's about fostering an environment where people feel good simply by being in your presence. Positivity is infectious. When you exude a positive vibe, it lifts others around you, and they'll naturally gravitate toward you because you're the person who brightens their day. It's like being a human ray of sunshine. Everyone needs a little light in their lives. And here's the most incredible part. When you consistently radiate positivity, you'll find that even your absence speaks volumes. People will start to miss that uplifting energy you bring, and they'll actively seek it out, even when you're not around. So let's commit to spreading that positivity and watch as others are irresistibly drawn to you, eager to bask in the warmth of your presence. After all, who wouldn't want to be around someone who makes them feel like everything is going to be okay? 7. Be unpredictable. All right, everyone, let's dive into the 7th habit, being unpredictable. Now, you might be wondering, how does being unpredictable make someone come to me? Well, it's all about creating an element of surprise and keeping things fresh. A little mystery and excitement can go a long way in drawing people toward you. Think about it. If you're always doing the same things and saying the same things, everything eventually becomes routine, doesn't it? And routines can lead to a sense of monotony and complacency. However, when you add a touch of unpredictability to your behavior, You become fascinating someone who is hard to read, which makes you all the more captivating. Picture this scenario. You're usually the person who sends the first text every morning, but one day you don't. Suddenly, they're left wondering what's changed. Why haven't they texted today? The subtle shift in your behavior stirs up curiosity and keeps you on their mind even more. A.S. Seneca once said, "Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control." By being a bit unpredictable, you demonstrate your freedom, showing that you are not confined to predictable patterns. Being unpredictable doesn't mean being unreliable. It's about occasionally shaking things up. Surprise them with an unexpected date, a random act of kindness, or a fresh perspective in a conversation. This approach keeps the relationship dynamic and engaging. Remember, unpredictability ignites interest, and interest often leads to attraction. So, embrace your spontaneous side, and you'll discover that your absence begins to speak for you. They will start to miss you, craving your presence, because they're never entirely sure what will happen next. Keep them guessing, and they'll keep coming back for more. 8. Show genuine interest in others. Now, let's move on to the 8th habit, showing genuine interest in others. You might be thinking, how does taking an interest in others make them come to me? Well, let's explore this idea. When you genuinely care about others, it's like opening a door that warmly invites them into your world. People naturally feel drawn to those who make them feel appreciated and understood. It goes beyond just listening to their words. It's about truly comprehending their emotions and engaging with their experiences. Imagine this scenario. You're having a conversation with someone, and instead of merely waiting for your turn to speak, you ask insightful questions. You show curiosity about their day, their dreams, their concerns. Suddenly, they feel seen and valued, as though they are not just another person in the crowd. Epictetus wisely noted, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." This simple act of genuinely listening can transform a casual acquaintance into someone who looks forward to being in your company. And here's where the magic lies. When you show authentic interest, people begin to associate you with feelings of comfort, trust, and warmth. They will naturally feel drawn to you, wanting to be around you because you make them feel good about themselves. Even in your absence, they will seek you out because they miss that sense of being truly understood and valued. So, my friends, embrace this habit, and you'll find that your absence starts to communicate on your behalf. People will start to long for the connection you provide, and before you know it, they'll be coming to you, eager to share their world with someone who genuinely cares. Ready to make this change? Let's keep moving forward. 9. Embrace solitude. All right, everyone, let's explore our 9th habit, embracing solitude. Now, I know you might be wondering, how does spending time alone encourage others to come to me? But stick with me on this. When you're truly comfortable being alone, you project a quiet confidence that is irresistibly appealing. It's like being the calm at the center of a storm, composed, grounded, and completely in control, while everything else around you is in chaos. Picture this. You're not the person who is constantly searching for company or looking for validation from others. Instead, you're perfectly content with your own thoughts, enjoying a good book, or simply reflecting on life. People take notice of that. They see that you're not needy or desperate for attention, and suddenly they find themselves attracted to your sense of calm. It's as if your self-sufficiency creates a magnetic pull, making them wonder about you and what brings you such peace. Marcus Aurelius once said, "It is in your power to withdraw yourself whenever you desire. Perfect tranquility within consists in the good ordering of the mind." By embracing solitude, you're not just stepping back from the crowd, you're creating a powerful space where your absence becomes noticeable and even profound. It's like the saying goes, you don't know what you've got until it's gone. So, the next time you feel the urge to reach out, take a moment to pause. Enjoy your own company and reflect on your own thoughts. When you find joy in your own presence, you'll notice that your absence begins to speak for you. People will start to miss you, drawn to the enigmatic allure of someone who doesn't need constant affirmation. Remember, by mastering the art of solitude, you're not pushing others away. You're drawing them in more powerfully than ever before. So, go ahead, cherish those quiet moments and watch as they come to you, eager to be part of your peaceful world. 10. Be consistently kind. Now, let's talk about the 10th habit, being consistently kind. You might be thinking, kindness? Really? How can that make people come to me? But here's the truth. Kindness is like an underrated superpower that people often overlook. When you consistently show kindness, you create an atmosphere where people feel safe, appreciated, and naturally drawn to your presence. Consider this scenario. You're the person who always has a smile on your face, a kind word to share, or a helping hand ready. Over time, people begin to associate you with warmth and positivity. They may not immediately realize it, but they'll start seeking you out because you make them feel good. Who wouldn't want to be around someone like that? As the great philosopher Seneca once said, wherever there is a human being, there is an opportunity for kindness. By living this principle, you become a magnet for positive interactions. Let's be real. No one is attracted to someone who is cold, aloof, or unkind. Even those with the toughest exterior appreciate a bit of kindness now and then. When you consistently demonstrate kindness, you're not just making others feel valued, you're subtly conveying that they matter to you. And guess what? They'll start noticing when you're not around. It's like leaving a small ray of sunshine wherever you go, and who wouldn't want more of that in their life? So, be that source of kindness, and you'll discover that your absence starts to speak on your behalf. People will notice when you're missing, and they'll seek you out, drawn to the warmth and positivity that only you can provide. Remember, kindness isn't just a nice gesture. It's a powerful way to attract people into your life and keep them there. Keep spreading that light and watch as the world comes to you. These habits, rooted in Stoic principles, will help you become a person who naturally attracts others, making them eager to be around you and miss you when you're not there.